How women can save the future of the aviation industry. Did you know that in 20 years from now, the aviation industry will be lacking about 800,000 pilots? Did you also know that these days there are also 6% women airline pilots all around the world? And listen to this. If we could only increase this percentage to 30% women airline pilots, we could save the industry and conceal the upcoming shortage of pilots. Do I have any student pilots in the audience today? All right. Commercial pilots? Flight instructors? Normal people? Okay, we have a majority of normal people, good. So good afternoon, my name is Adva Amir. I'm originally from Israel. I've been a flight instructor for the past 2 years, and I'm scheduled to begin my training with the airlines in February. But when I first became interested in aviation, I moved to the US to begin my training, and I was so afraid people would not believe in me and my dream to become a pilot. So I didn't tell anyone about my plans. For my friends back home, it seemed like I've suddenly disappeared. After a while, I started getting phone calls and text messages from friends and colleagues that asked me, where have I gone and what am I studying? When I told them that I study aviation, their immediate response was, oh my God, that is so cool. So you're going to be a flight attendant? 2 years later, when I was applying for pilot positions online, I got an email writing, dear sir, your application has been submitted. Thinking, there is no way a woman will be applying for the same position. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment back then, I realized we had to change people's perception. Since then, I've conducted a comprehensive research. I've been speaking to many women pilots, and I found out some interesting things I'd like to share with you today, as well as the reasons that will keep women outside the aviation industry, such as lack of exposure, fear, money, and even the effect of the toys that we are playing at a young age. So if you ask yourself, why females made up only 6% of women airline pilots? This is partly as a result of the history of military pilots, where for many decades, women were not allowed to participate. But if we focus on the present, it is obvious that the reason is lack of exposure. Many women are not exposed to the aviation industry as well as the pilot possible positions. I didn't even know, as a female, I could be a pilot. This is a sentence I keep hearing constantly. Also, while we young girls are given Barbies or dollhouse to play at a young age, a young boy will play with his trucks, airplanes, or train set. Those choices of toys at a young age psychologically proven to affect our choice of profession in the future. As said by IET spokesman, toys can really influence what a child does in later years. Let me tell you a quick story. About 2 years ago, prior to a planned instruction flight with one of my students, the Cessna 172 was ready to fly, fuel about 30 gallons, oil above 6, pre-flight is done and seat belts were on. Master switch on, right? Mixture full reach, hand on the throttle, key inside and trying to engage. Nothing. Another attempt, still nothing. Priming the engine and trying one more time, absolutely nothing. I'm calling maintenance. A new guy from the team picks up the phone and I go, hi, it's Adva. I'm a flight instructor here and my plane started would not engage. Do you have a moment to come and check it? His answer was, hi Adva, did you turn on the master switch? Silence lingered as I was shocked. I didn't expect such an answer, but I wore a smile back on my face and I answered, sarcastically, yes sir, I am a woman, but I did turn on the master switch. I also know how to park my car in reverse. At that moment, back then, I knew we had to break the stereotype. This is just one of many stereotypes we have in the aviation industry. Another common stereotype is the pilot mom. I've heard so many women say that they believe it could only be one thing or the other, that there is no way to combine the both professions of a mom and a pilot. However, these days, the aviation industry offers flexibility, variety, and good equal pay. Indigo Airlines in India even provides daycare and offers pregnant women office duties so they can still be engaged with the profession. I've met so many women pilots that are also the best moms in the world. They are so well trained, they can change a diaper while flying their 777 when the autopilot is off. Along my way in aviation, I've seen a lot of people coming to aviation training, from the age of 16 through the age of 72. I myself had a student age 70. She was a full-time grandmother, full-time mother, and full-time psychologist. And one day, she decided to make her dream come true. Can you imagine? It's not just sitting and flying a little airplane. It's also fuel the aircraft, adding oil, checking the gear, and this lady did everything on heels. At this moment, I realized that the profession of a pilot is absolutely ageless, and I also wondered to myself if I should start wearing heels for work so I could finally make it to the rudder with no effort. Another big factor that affects the stereotype is the fear. You'll be surprised, but many women are afraid to step into a men-ruled industry. When they see this men-ruled industry, they tend not to believe in themselves and their ability to get there. When women will start seeing more of their own gender, they will be more daring. Their human mechanism will tell them that if she did it, I can do that as well. If we only gave it a chance, believe in ourselves, and not let anyone else tell us otherwise. When this moment comes, we'll have more women in aviation and less fear. More women in leadership roles, more role models, and more motivated young girls. Let's talk about the money. There's no big difference between the genders when it comes to tuition. It's the same price. But ladies, you'll be happy to discover there are tons of scholarship available out there for women pilots. I myself was blessed to be awarded 3 different scholarships along my way in aviation. Those scholarships helped me tremendously and brought me to the place I'm in today. At this phase, my guy friends usually ask me, why can't I be a woman? Also, aviation programs like the PPLI program of the 99s that offers ladies at the beginning of their flight careers assistance, mentor them, help them to achieve their goals, and put them on the right track for success. Here's something interesting I'd like to share with you. When I told my guy friends about my research, they told me, but women, they are so argumentative, and gave me the example of what will happen when the tower tells her, you're number 2, runway 3 right, clear to land. And she will answer, why am I number 2? I want to be number 1. I want to land right now, and it's not fair. So I giggled, and I told them about some researches I've recently read. Those researches show that female pilots are generally less risk-taking and therefore more cautious compared to male pilots. Speaking about pilot error, men more likely to be guilty of poor decision-making and risk-taking, examples of which include misjudging weather or visibility or flying an aircraft with a known defect. Females, though, more likely to mishandle or lose control of an aircraft were found more cautious compared to male pilots. Another interesting fact, while a male brain will be able to read a map quickly, a female brain will be able to memorize the routes in the map better. So not only women can save the future of aviation and conceal the upcoming shortage of pilots, They can also increase safety and decrease the number of accidents. Now, imagine a cockpit where the two genders can balance each other and create together the safest cockpit in the world. So if you ask yourself, what can we do? I believe with all my heart that we only need a little push, at times a big one, to expose this amazing profession to many other women. Ladies and gentlemen, together, we can encourage more women to follow their dream and join the aviation industry and become a pilot. Together, we can get 30% women pilots and conceal the upcoming shortage of pilots. Together, we can create a world when a little girl tells her parents she wants to be a pilot. Instead of being shocked, they will help her to find the best flight school. They will start planning the relocation to a place without thunderstorms. And they will be so proud of her once she makes her dream come true. Thank you.